I'm Lisa Lindsay, and this is Scott Gregory from the Pensacola short sale team, Keller Williams Realty.
We want to thank you for your offer on the property, and we want to let you know we're going to do everything we can to help get this done for both you and for the sellers. We want to congratulate you. First of all, you're smart enough to know that the short sales can be some of the best deals on the market today. And not only that, you're helping the seller get out of a real bad situation. So everybody wins in that instance. You're helping yourselves, you're helping the seller, and even the economy as a whole. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So what we want to do is just tell you a little bit about ourselves and tell you how the process works a little bit so you'll understand what's going on between now and the time we get approval on the property. First of all, your short sale is being handled. We've closed or getting ready to close. I think we're up in the triple digits now as of April in recent years of short sales. Our closing sides have been short sales. We have 3 designations on short sales, and basically, I mean, we travel around the country to seminars to get the latest information on how to deal with the banks. I was personally trained by the former lead loss mitigator of a major bank, their home equity division. So basically on how the banks really work. So we've got a lot of experience on getting these done. So let's just take a couple minutes and talk about what's going to happen here. Now, we're getting most short sales done inside of 90 days, and say probably most of them inside of 60 these days, right? Yeah, most of them. Sometimes they go a little longer, sometimes they're faster, but it is a process. Lisa, why don't you give us a little bit of a perspective on what's going on at the banks every day?
Well, you know, they've got lots of files. There's a lot of people who are doing short sales.
Right.
So what we do is we're going to take your offer along with the information we already have from the sellers, and we package it together. There's a certain way it goes together. The bank wants a complete package. We send it up to them, and when they receive it, it goes into the pile of the other ones. But usually, we've been doing this so long that we know what paperwork we need, so we never send anything less complete package. Once they get it, it takes probably about 3 weeks before we really can start talking to the bank.
Right. It takes some time to get it in their system, right, and then you start the conversation, right? Okay. So then the bank goes ahead and they order the valuation, right?
Yes.
And then what happens?
Well, after the valuation comes back, they'll either accept the offer,
right,
reject the offer, or counter an offer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so at that point, and like I said, in that process, typically we get them done usually inside of 60 days, almost always inside of 90, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the first few weeks of the process are the quietest.
Yeah, because it seems like it's not doing anything, but it really is. They have a system. It goes into their bank. They have to put it in this system and that system, and then it works its way up to a processor or negotiator who we can then start talking to.
Right. So we're working behind the scenes in the first few weeks, and we're working with the bank to get it through their system and to get it set up, so then we can actually start the conversation with the bank. So there's a lot going on our end. There just won't be a whole lot of news for the first few weeks. Fair enough. Doesn't the bank want to avoid a foreclosure?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So can't we just call them and ask the bank, hey, will you take this offer? Can we get that done this afternoon?
They have systems and procedures because it just doesn't work that way.
Right. I mean, they're dealing with hundreds and thousands of, each negotiator is dealing with hundreds of files. The bank's dealing with thousands of files. So it's a process, but we know how to navigate the process, as best we can. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to check in with your agent about once a week and just let them know, and we'll always check in when there's news.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
when there's news, the first thing we do is contact the agent.
Yeah, but we're going to do our best. We're going to check in with your agent about once a week and let the agent know what's going on and have the agent pass along that info to you, just so we can keep you in the loop and you can see that the process is moving itself along. Just realize that there are going to be weeks when there isn't anything new to say. It's just simply part of the process. But again, we're very proactive in working short sales. We don't sit around and wait for the bank to call. Is the bank going to call us?
They're never going to call us.
No, they're never going to call us.
So we call them.
Right.
Several times a week.
We're very aggressive about calling them, repeatedly. There's times where we'll call every day. There's times where we just have to let them do their thing and process it. But we're very proactive, and we keep on them until we get the answer we want.
Yeah, the answer we want.
It's the answer we want. Yeah, exactly. But it's a partnership, and we all need to work together to do that. That being said, there are several things that you're going to be able to do to help in the process. We get agents and buyers all the time saying, "Well, what can I do?" Well, these are the best things that you can do in this process. First of all, from time to time, there are going to be some forms to sign. Tell us about the importance of returning those quickly.
Well, as soon as you have a negotiator, which is who we can start talking to at the bank, when we get our approval, we're on a time limit.
Right.
So every day counts.
Yeah.
And a day or two of not getting a form back can mean it can make or break it.
It prolongs the process.
Yeah.
We might not get an approval at all if we don't get the forms
Yeah.
back in a timely fashion. Remember, we need to get it back from the buyers, and we need to get them back from the sellers, and we need to get them back from the agents involved in the transaction.
And then get them to the bank.
And then get them to the bank and have them do their thing. So whenever we send your agent a form, if you could try to get it back that same day, that would help a great deal. Anytime we can shave a day or two off in the process, everybody's a lot happier.
Yeah.
So when that comes up. You also might want to consider too, now you're not required to do any of the closing services before getting written approval in the short sale, but you might want to consider doing a home inspection or an appraisal. Now, why might that be a good idea?
Well, the appraisal.
Doing it ahead of time, going ahead and just
Ahead of
doing it
time.
right now, yeah.
Well, because it could be a leveraging tool with the bank
Right.
on negotiations. If they have someone who comes out and says the value, and if they feel the value is way up here, and we know because the market the value is here, and we have appraisal that's here, then we know we can negotiate with the appraisal.
Yeah, we just had a short sale that closed in Gulf Breeze where the bank thought that it was worth a lot more money because they just had they call it broker price opinion. It's just like a real estate agent doing a comparative market analysis. It wasn't a real full appraisal, but we had the seller did a full appraisal up front in that instance, and we've had buyers do them, we've had sellers do them when they're able to. But if we didn't have that appraisal, we never would have gotten the short sale done because the bank thought it was worth more, and the appraisal carried more weight at the end of the day than the bank's broker price opinion valuation. So it can help get the deal done. So you might want to go ahead and invest in a home inspection and an appraisal, either or both. Right up front in the process because we can use those to help get the short sale done. So short sales can be a great deal, but they do require patience. The one thing that we always tell, we're going to do our best to talk to your buyer, your agent, and let your agent know what's going on. But it is a process, and the best thing you can do is just be patient. We're going to try to keep you in the loop as to what's going on so you can see the progress as we're going along. But please just be patient and realize that we're working very hard, and your agent is working very hard too on the transaction to get this done for you. If you have any questions at all, by all means, ask your agent, and he or she will pass those along to us. And we thank you very much, and we look forward to getting this approved for you and for the sellers.
Thank you.
Thank you.